your girl Raven, and I am back, I guess, with my first video because my last channel got hacked. Ever since I came out on MTV's The Challenge, and the email that I used to sign into my old YouTube channel got hacked, and I can't get back into my old channel. So if you are watching this right now, thank you so much. It literally means the world to me, and I would love to get close to 10,000 subscribers to where I was at almost on my old channel. So if you guys could show your love and support just by subscribing, liking to this. I'm basically starting over, which I'm kind of happy about because I can just start fresh and I can come up with new ideas and I can see where I want to go from here with this new audience that I have. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. As you can tell by the title, let's just get right into it, you guys. I wanted to make this. If you are coming over here from being a fan of The Challenge, hey guys, welcome. I know I am completely new to the reality TV world, and if you don't know, The Challenge is my first thing that I've ever been on. By the way, I don't plan to make this video super long because I do not condone watching YouTube videos for like over 20-30 minutes. So my videos will never be that long. I want you guys to go out there and make something of yourself, okay? Not sit here and watch me all day, even though I really appreciate the love. Since it was my first TV show ever, like on reality, I just want to share with you guys, my fans, really my experience. Just share my little journey because I think it is really unique and it's really special. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, show love to your girl, and let's just get into it, okay? My experience doing reality TV. Last year I was on Ride or Dies, which I just, by a blessing, happened to get on from a friend, Johnny Middlebrooks. He was on Love Island. He brought me on to The Challenge, and that was my challenge journey. I never came from another TV show, which is, I think, it's only been done one other time on The Challenge when they had like Fresh Meat, and then they had a Bloodlines one where you didn't have to come from a TV show. But since then, you really do have to come from another previous TV show. And a lot of you guys were asking how to get casted for these reality shows, and you just have to be on the lookout, do some research on what casting directors are in charge of looking for singles or looking for fitness people to audition for this, for any type of TV show. It's very different from movies and other TV sets that I've been on. This is a reality show, so no, it is not scripted at all. There are no scripts. The only type of scripting that producers might try to entice is a storyline. So they'll be like, hey Raven, why don't you, if they notice that you're not getting enough screen time or they're missing pieces to kind of help bring your story together because you're kind of camera shy, or you don't really like talking in front of the camera, because there are some people that are like that. They will encourage you to go and have conversations with so-and-so and bring up this and that, and but really the producers will only enhance like the story of the season or your character, so to speak. But they will never tell you what to say. They will never tell you how to say anything. It's completely 100% raw and real in the moment of what you're doing. So no lines at all. It is just you and yourself. It felt like a boot camp. Y'all, when I tell you, we had to wake up super early. We had breakfast. We had to go out to a daily. Before we had the daily, we had to get mic'd up. We had to be on the bus at a certain time. We were on a schedule the whole time I was there. Every single day, it was something else. We would come from a challenge. We'd have to hurry up and change, shower, change, makeup. We would always be running out the door to head to the club because we never had time or a second to even think or breathe. We had to do interviews. We had to do walkouts. We had to get ready for eliminations. It was always something. It was like there was a whole schedule every single time that we were there, which makes sense. We are filming a show, but for someone that's never been on TV before, it can be very overwhelming. Filming a show for 2 months is very long. And, your enthusiasm can only last so long until you're like in that final. I feel like before you get to the final, like that shift, like right before the final, it's just so draining because you've been fighting for so long. And again, it's just like I was on a vegetarian diet as well. So I was not eating nutritional foods. It was like pasta every day. I had veggie burgers, which was full of soy. It was not great. It was not great. And I feel like it's so important just to remind yourself, take time to meditate and realize, you know, really where you're at and what you do want out of this, to really stay focused. Because again, 8 weeks is a very long time to stay inside of reality. I don't think they really care how strong you are or how smart you are, because at the end of the day, it is a reality show. And if you can do the stuff that they have you do, then great. And if you can't, even better, because, you know, it makes you, it still is good for TV. So they asked a little bit about my history and fitness and health and stuff, but nothing too crazy. And then we would have our medical physical days where we would go to these doctors' offices and they would test our heart rates, they would check our spines, they would make sure, you know, we are healthy enough to perform the activities that are going to be on the show, which is also kind of cool. And then, yeah, we would just sign papers. We would get ready. They would always send us like a challenge checklist. So we would have in our emails like certain things we would have to bring as far as how many pairs of socks, how many pairs of shoes, how many pairs of pants. Ride or Dies and Battle for a New Champ was sponsored by Under Armour. So we could only wear Under Armour, or we could only wear things with no logos at all. So it was very limited to what we could wear. That's why half the time, like, especially later on in the season, I started not caring. I was looking real rough because I just, I just kind of stopped caring at one point. We would literally get our flight information like maybe a few days before we fly out. So unless you hear from like word of mouth, you really have no idea where you're going until they send you the itinerary for the flight, which is literally not to like a few days before you actually fly out. It's crazy. Watching myself back, I've actually noticed a lot of my habits. Like when I'm nervous, I'll put my finger in my mouth, which is so funny to me because I actually never noticed that about myself. And I get, you know, I was able to observe really how I act around other people. And I think it was a great experience just to learn more about who I am as a person. And I'm really, really thankful for that, because I think we all need that moment of experience to where we're able to step outside of ourselves and see really who we are, how we respond in certain situations. So I thought that was really, really cool to watch back. Yeah, and it took a lot for me just to get comfortable of being myself with the camera always on. Like when the camera would come around, I'm just kind of like it's weird because I'm an actress. But when you are on a reality show and it is just yourself, it's like you are afraid of being judged or saying the wrong thing because it's yourself. So it really put pressure on me to just show myself. And I think that's why it took me so long to come out of my shell. Not to mention I was around a bunch of people I didn't know. I wasn't playing socially. I was just like, my position in the game to start off with was so toxic. I didn't know where I was fitting in or where I was going or really what I was even doing. I was like, all I know is when it's time to compete, I'm gonna compete and I'm going to show up and I'm going to play to win, because that's all I felt like I could trust was my own. Like I only had my own back. So yeah, that was really cool. That was my experience on the show. And if you guys have more questions, please just send them in the comments and I will just reply on the comment section more questions if you have them. I hope I was able to like give a little insight to everything if you guys were curious about it. And I actually, check this out. Ooh, I still have my water bottle. Ow. Oh, this is like an honored treasure for life. Because it's literally the only thing I have from the show aside from my pictures and stuff. I printed out a lot of pics, which are just as good. Yeah, that was my experience on the show. You know, next time, if I do go back for another season, that I will definitely be more myself. Like, it took a while for you guys to see me, and I was just gonna play to win. A couple of the ways some people are asking, you know, like, how do you prepare for the challenge? You train every day. You train all the time, okay? But it's not just physical. Like, I would rather spend more time working on my mental game, like Sudoku puzzles. I have a whole Sudoku workbook that I got off of Amazon. Constantly doing Sudokus, sliding pictures, puzzles on your phone. I was working with like memory games, trivia, just rewatching the older seasons and seeing what type of challenges were on those and studying those and, you know, studying the answers to those. But overall, I think throughout the whole game and even in the final, it's always puzzles and it's always like your mental that is an equalizer. Everyone knows that. So I would say if the challenge is something that you want to go on or prepare for or just want to study, I would definitely say work on your mental game more than the physical. But it's all super important. Okay, guys, because I'm running up on time and I don't want to keep you guys too long. Q&A time. It's Q&A time, baby. What is your hair care routine? So right now, I've been keeping it in a ponytail so long that my curls are actually stretched out. If I take a shower, they'll scrunch back up. But on the show, I just had this mousse. Anissa, if y'all know Anissa actually put me onto this. I told her I was wanting to try some new mousse products before I went on the show, and she recommended this, and I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. And I actually really, really like this mousse. It's because I really don't like my hair feeling weighed down, and I don't like creams because I feel like those are really heavy for my hair. I really just prefer like a nice light mousse, and this is what I use. When are you bringing the OnlyFans back? If I was to bring something back, it would probably just be the subscriptions, or if I do bring OnlyFans back, it might be like closer in the summertime. Or I'm thinking about just like getting on like Feet Finder or something and maybe doing like feet stuff. But I would love to have it just to talk to you guys, have conversations, and, you know, get to know my people like on a different level. So it is something that's not out of the picture. I'll probably consider it though, like later on in the year. Yeah, so how did me and Nurys make up? Pretty much we realized once Johnny was like a waste of our time to not like each other. I don't like to not be cool with a woman over a man, especially when like he was never mine to begin with, and that took me a while to realize. For me, it was the emotional connection that I knew I was going to share with Johnny when I was going on my first reality show ever, and it was The Challenge, the hardest show probably on American TV I was going on, and I wanted him to have my back, and I wanted him to be there for me emotionally, and because he wasn't, I hated him more than Nurys, honestly. And so once he got out of the picture and I knew that she was coming on Battle for a New Champion, we actually didn't speak before we even got on Battle for a New Champion. Our first interactions were Battle for a New Champion, and I told her I wanted to work with her. I wanted to put the BS aside, and I apologized to her for judging her at the Ride or Dies reunion. She apologized, and we are just grown, mature women, and we decided to, you know, build a friendship from the start of Battle for a New Champ, which is awesome, and I love that girl. My height, I am 5'4", and I weigh usually 150. If I want to, but it's a lot of muscle. So I weigh 150, and technically I would be overweight, but I usually like to stick around, like my good weight, I'm hitting 140. I prefer 140, but I usually stay around like 145, 150, and I'm 5'4". Yes, I'm single. A lot of you guys are asking. I'm very much single. Who are you rooting for to win now that you're not there? I'm rooting for Nurys, and I'm kind of rooting for Corey, even though we got into it, and that's my brother, like from another mother, you know, like really like to see Corey win, come out on top, because I know he had a hard game just like I did, and he's just trying to survive. So I would love to see Nurys or Corey. Are you and Melissa good now? We're cordial. I don't think we even follow each other on social media, so we don't really speak that much. Thoughts on Amanda from The Challenge? Okay, this is my thought that I have to say. I think she talks a lot of smack and she just doesn't back it up. You know, she said she's a nurse working in the prison, which is so beautiful. I love her for that because my mother's a nurse and my father was also incarcerated. So I think what she's doing for the world is a beautiful thing, and I really appreciate that about her. Do you and Emmanuel still talk? Me and Emmanuel are good friends. We talk through social media. What are you most grateful for this past year? I'm grateful for recognizing my weaknesses, for my self-awareness and what I need to be better at. And I'm grateful for the challenge. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I've had, and I'm grateful that the world has been able to see me for who I am, because I've been going at this. I've been pursuing an entertainment career, TV career, since I was 20 years old. I'm 27. And I do feel like I'm just getting started. So I'm just very, very thankful for the challenge team and producers for just giving me a chance, and for you guys out there, like, showing me love and, you know, accepting me with open mind and an open heart. What are your goals down the road, and do you see yourself having a family? So I actually did see myself having a family like 2 years ago, like these past 2 years when I was 25 and 26, I was like, oh, I can't wait to get married and have kids. But honestly, now that I am 27 and I just have such strong goals for my career and like in my passion, I really don't see me wanting to have a family anytime soon. I see me reaching my goals in the future first. I'm going to be on a TV show and I'm going to make a lot of money for myself. I'm going to invest for myself and I'm going to be successful in all the areas that I've ever wanted. I'm going to win an Oscar. I'm saying this right now. Once that happens, and even in the midst, like once I know that I'm on that path or I am going towards everything that I want to go towards, then I can consider having a baby. Till I am at least well established, I do not want to have kids right now. Oh my God, I have so many goals. I really do. But one of them I have to think about school though, because like I really only have so much time like in between. But I would love to book a TV show or a Broadway show. So those are my goals. The question is, how do you keep your self-esteem up and not let things get to you? A lot of things do get to me. You guys also have to know, like, I only want to show, now that I am on a platform where I am recognized, I only want to give you guys the best of me. You know, there's also times when I do show you guys the worst of me as well. I think that's important for you guys to see. But overall, I keep my self-esteem high by talking to myself in a good way. I don't let the self-critic in my mind take over. I recognize when I'm being mean to myself. I recognize when I'm not supporting myself or loving myself or caring for my body in the way that it should be cared for. So I keep my self-esteem up by taking care of my mental health. I keep my self-esteem up by praying and thanking God for where I'm at and where I'm going. And I do a lot of affirmations by telling myself I am beautiful, I'm strong, I am smart, I am worthy, I'm abundant, I am a child of God. I am, I say a bunch of affirmations and I pray and I journal, and it's all just like mentally inside, because I could let a lot of things get to me, you guys. Everything seems cool and kumbaya on the surface, but inside, really, it's been a struggle for me. If I talk about everything that I have been going through this whole past 2 years, you guys wouldn't believe how bad I just want to break down. Off camera, if old girl threw a drink in your face, are you throwing hands? Of course. No, I'm throwing more than hands. I'm throwing my purse. I'm throwing everything. Thoughts on the last week's episode? Yeah, Olivia picking Nurys. I understand where she thought Nurys might have been saved. And, also knowing that Nurys felt a type of way about Olivia throughout the whole season and she still hasn't done anything. I was like, oh, this girl, I don't think Olivia will do anything. We're already so close to the end. We're almost in the final. There's no way, she could do anything. And I feel like at the most important time, when Nurys needed her, she chose one way. And it does suck to see, because I definitely feel like Nurys was like expecting that in some sort. And you're just kind of like hoping your friend doesn't do what you're expecting, and then they do, and it sucks. How do you cope with the public after reality TV? Y'all, I'm actually getting so recognized all the time. I think it's so cool, and I'm just so grateful. But really, a lot of people don't say anything. They just don't. If they do, then it's like great. I'm like, do you want to take a picture? Because sometimes they'll be shy and I'll just ask. But it's great. I love it a lot. What signs do you show that you're interested in a man? I like all his posts on Instagram. And I'll call him my love. Or I will say boo. Or like I'll really send him like encouraging messages. I'll send him selfies, random selfies. How's reality TV changed your identity and how you act with social media? I would say that if anything, it's brought out more of my identity. I feel like I'm able to be more myself, which is weird. I'm also trying it makes me want to spend more time on social media. It makes me want to be more engaged with you guys, but with school and like my other goals that I have going on, I really can't be that active on social media, which sucks. But I wouldn't say it's changed my identity much. I would say if anything, it's brought my identity more out. So I'm very thankful for that. Actually, like way more careful now with what I say on social media. So like, I used to be like, da 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 da, because I am black. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm black. So there is a side of me that I have that I do not show in front of the camera or, on TV. But just know, like, It's in there, baby. It's in there. And if you get to see it, you're very lucky. Do you have a type of guy? I used to say I don't, but I guess I do. I like them tall. I like them with a full beard, nice hair. Their hygiene. I'm really obsessed with a man's fingers for some reason. If you have really nice hands, really good fingernails, like hygiene is so important. I love when a man wears Calvin Klein underwear. Listen, y'all want to step y'all game up? Get you some Calvin Klein underwear, okay? That's just sexy on a man. I'll be like, ooh, yes, he know what he wearing. A type, like, I like a man that puts his foot forward. Like, I want a man that takes the lead because I'm already an alpha. I'm already dominant. So, like, I need my man to show me that he wants me. Like, yeah, there's moments when I will let you know too as well, but I can't be pursuing you the whole time. Like, I get it if you're famous too or you got shit popping, but I still want to be made time for. So, yeah. How is Columbia going? Guys, Columbia is honestly a lot. Like, learning how to be an actor at this university is so different from workshops or conservatories that I have gone to before. We are dealing with the body. We're dealing with the imagination. We're dealing with the nervous system. We're dealing with things that aren't seen, which is so funny. We're dealing with emotions, and it's honestly very challenging for me. It's very challenging. I've been also on this medication for my eyes, so it causes me to lose concentration easily. My memory hasn't been that great, and we have to memorize a lot of things. We have to memorize plays, scripts, poems, dances, but I'm learning, and it's going better. Every week it gets better. Any new films coming up? Yes, I have a lot of films. Deadly Games is supposed to come out sometime this year. Fanged is hopefully supposed to come out. I actually have a few movies that I've shot, but they have not been released. So, yes. Okay, guys. So those are all the Q&As. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's 36 minutes right now, but I'm going to chop it down. I wanted to give you guys a little life update, but I will save all of that for a different video. But if you have any more questions, comments, or concerns, or you have more video ideas, please drop them in the link box below. I'm just getting started again, guys, so be patient with me. I love you forever and always. Thank you for your love and support. And if you have watched this far, this means the world to me. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for listening to me. And God bless you all. And I will catch you guys later. Mwah! Bye.